Welcome back to TC3, and 40 people came into this tournament, and now we're getting cut down to 16. Things are getting very tense at this point.
And this 16, as we kind of saw from the previous couple matches, this 16 is a wild 16.
This is wild.
There's a lot of people that names you know. A lot of people have cleared the 20 bar. Shout out to Pazanka, who's at least one of the last surviving NJ players.
New Jersey.
But I mean, the real talk here is the two New York players at the top, Pockygom and Voitzen. I mean, Tri-State absolutely still is owning this right now as much as they want to, but the question mark is like now that we're still making cuts, there are still some question marks on here.
Yeah.
Shin still has been holding on there. Stellar Minhee is on the on the cusp. Bosso had a kind of a rough match last round, so still chance to sneak their way in here.
Yep. And some notable eliminations from the top 24. Kevy Zhou, as well as I believe
Joe Bookmark.
Joe Bookmark as well. Yes,
Yeah,
they have been unfortunately been eliminated.
Yeah, I mean, 18 and 19. That just means they just unfortunately didn't come up as well on the last round. So sometimes it do be like that, and I think
really
the other thing that's worth noting is that even the meta of like these games have changed from watching game 1 to game 2 to game 3. Even in the last games, we saw the precedents that Recon set over the last of us. We're still seeing these big beefy bruisers. But like the game has evolved, and as these players and the talent just kind of shrinks, it only improves.
Yeah, and also there's also a little bit of like adaptations.
Oh yeah.
In terms of like seeing what the trend has been in this tournament. Because after casting a tournament, we've seen we've seen a meta form that's like not a part of what the original meta is like in terms of like the entire player base.
Oh, absolutely not.
Like I remember at the time in TC2, Ao Shin was very popular.
Yes.
But it wasn't very popular in like most other lobbies when you're playing like on your own time. But and then towards the end of that set, look what happened. Ao Shin became meta. But you know,
I mean, look, maybe we're predictive, maybe not. But I will say that in a similar vein, like bruisers taking kind of a front and center as like the frontline brawlers and taking that like a lot of the damage, shown up really strong here. I haven't seen a lot of that in just even like ranked ladder. And again, like if you study any of like LOL chess, if you study those sites, Recons tends to fall pretty low. But here we are winning with Recon Jacks of all things. Like really, there are some things that are being learned and acknowledged as we go here, and that's really a key to this game, right? Is the adaption, being able to recognize what is strong and what is free to play, and what you can get value off of, and that's what separates your top 8s from your unfortunate 32s.
Yeah, and given like you mentioned the placements, we're cutting it down again by half after this game. This is a very, very important game for all of these players. And
more importantly, we're going to be looking at the top 8 right now. This is a stacked A lobby. This lobby is insane.
So we're going to see Voitzen make a comeback. We're going to see Pockygom again.
Yep.
And other big names that I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's a very stacked lobby. And
I mean, this is just going to be wild. Like it'll be unfortunate because we're not going to see as many people fighting for their lives, but we will. We will see this on the first lobby. Wow, you can't believe that. That's insanity. What do you? Well, the game has changed. My caster has left me for the moment, but it's all good. We're gonna jump in with Pop and Young. I mean, you want to talk about a wild card moment, Dan? This is insanity. Just giving everybody Tactician's crowns on one. Like,
sorry, I'm back.
He had to run. No, he literally had to run.
I needed a breather.
You couldn't see it, but he needed to run from this because this is exactly how scary this is. This changes the game immediately.
This changes everything. Everybody
just starts up.
Everyone starts up with an extra unit.
Yeah.
It's essentially level 2, but. Ooh.
Yeah, but like imagine what you have online immediately. Like you can still pick up underground so much earlier. You can come into things so much faster. This now makes pushing ahead that more important. So on a lot of these days, like look at this admin already. Eyeing this is going to take probably the kill. No, he's eyeing the mana. He's going to take the kill. He's going to take the kill. But like those kinds of early moments make the difference. Like you're not supposed to get that in theory as safely as this. So
I forget what the percentage was.
It was 25%. 25%.
25% to get a full carousel of
Oh no, something like no from the carousel. Oh, it's less than like
for a tactician's crown.
Yeah, it's something low. It's
Look
low.
At that.
Yeah, perfect. Look, they knew. Mort Dog knew and blessed this second final. The second final round.
I'm gonna do a stat check real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Please do that.
As this game goes on.
Well, it's okay because right now, like Poppin is sitting pretty solid. I mean, Duelist Brawler is a great opener, especially because you have a very tanky front line. This is just why, like, you can see the bench is there. He's building into a lot of different things, a lot of options keeping it open. But like you said, like 4 already, like somebody's gonna push it, and a diamond augment to start 2.
Oh my God!
Oh wow! What a blessed round.
Stacked lobby with stacked augments and a stacked carousel.
This is a blessed game.
What more can you ask for?
This is a blessed game. If only this had come on the last one.
If this is a triple prismatic, I'm done.
Yeah, we're done. They can't keep us on the mic if that's the case.
I mean, I'm off the mic for the final game, but
they can't
either way, I'm off. But like,
that's just insane. I mean, Sure Shot.
That's the pinnacle of this game.
I mean, Poppin took the Sure Shot crown, which tells me like exactly what they're going to do. And I think that the Samaria down the line is going to be like the end game play, but like that still leaves so much. Just even having Sure Shot 2 plus Duelist is so huge. They gave up Brawler here. I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't push up. Like going to 5 for those costs doesn't seem like a bad take, but it does seem like something like when everybody's got this advantage, you may need to separate yourself a little bit more here.
So this may not be correct, but apparently the chance of a first carousel having a full carousel of Tactician's crown, 0.5%.
Yeah, I thought it was less than 1, and
it's a 0.5%.
Half a percentage. So truly the blessed run here as Poppin Young will take it with the 3. Yeah, the double Sure Shot puts in a lot of work here. I mean, it is a strong opener, and especially with Senna coming in, you're just way ahead in so many regards.
And here we go, looking at Pockygom stream. Gone with the preparation. We haven't seen that.
That's interesting.
We haven't really seen that being used very often. It looks like Pockygom, taking advantage of the Tactician's crowns, will seemingly use it to his advantage. Get a little extra stats on every one of his units.
Yeah, I see no reason not to. If you can build into your, hey, it all folds in once you get to a 2-star. So if you can pick up a 2-star and get some bonus on that, you might as well.
Yeah.
I see no reason not to.
Does have the Rage Blade that he could potentially slam on someone, but he will hold on to it. It is at 1 loss, so he's looking to go on a lose streak for the time being. It's a matter of can he minimize his losses? That is the big important question, but not looking so hot with that front line still being up and going. As Pizanka actually picks up the new recruit.
Oh,
so
wow.
he has he has the opportunity of having
6 on 4.
6 units on level 4.
That's nutty. I mean, we're gonna jump over to him, but yeah, Pizanka. I mean, like, that's just such a wealth. Like, what do you do? Like early game, you just obviously play everything and win by the raw numbers. But as you get into later rounds, it really
gets so easy.
Yeah, then it's just like, well, what am I picking up? Well, I can just slap a threat in. Like, I have an extra spot. Let's just slap Belveth in. Let's just slap Shogoth in. Like, who cares? Like, you just have numbers.
You just have so much extra space.
Sometimes numbers is just enough of an advantage to win.
Yeah, definitely. And as we come in, we'll see what Stellar Minhee. He's going to go for the Gadgeteen. Also a very, very good. And we've seen that pop up very, very often as well. The 5 Gadgeteen with Nunu getting those 2 items. On top, that I believe if Nunu has all 3 items taken up, he has 36% extra damage and 36% damage reduction. So absolutely an insane combination as Pizanka will remain one of 3 Mr. 100s in this lobby.
I mean, it's hard to really say anything other than just like, dude has 2 extra units. Like, what are you gonna do about that? You need a nutty board state to really counter that. So, going into the next carousel, I mean, it's still pretty fresh. No one's really kind of hard committed to anything, and as to be expected. I do like that. Like, I want to shout out Gadgeteens though, because as you said, like, once you get it up to 5, it can really do a lot. And Annie is such a strong tank. Like, Annie can absolutely just hold her own for the majority, especially with the buffs that came in. It really is almost worth taking it early, even though you have to kind of supplement it in some ways.
Oh, looks like Minhee is actually going to be contested here.
Okay.
We do have it. I don't know.
Oh,
how to say
wow,
that
that's
guy.
2. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
That changes
That's
quite a few things, interestingly.
That makes the board a little stronger. We'll pick up an admin, see what he rolls. Doesn't seem like they're the best rolls, I'm going to be honest.
No,
but we'll decide on something and dispose of it immediately.
I don't like it. Send it back. It's got to get out of here. I mean, the wealth of items is there, and it looks like the Gadgeteen Crown is what they're playing for. I mean, the Gadgeteen Crown will do a lot because, like you said, like getting to 5 is so important. And now you don't even necessarily need to wait for Nunu to show up to get there. So that's a great lead for Minhee to go down the line with.
Yeah, we'll slam the Gadget Titan onto this Wukong. A little bit of extra damage reduction coming in. And it looks like it may be enough. Maybe? I don't know. Invective has a pretty strong Nasus. It's just bonking them all. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be close, actually. Wow. This
the man-up should go.
Getting way too close.
The man-up should give LeBlanc. LeBlanc just needs to cast, and it should be over. The question mark is, will the Ashe be faster?
Should be over. It's good
there
for
it is.
Minhee, but he is going pretty back and forth. If you look on top of his what's it called?
Yeah, on the
round timeline, it's been loss, win, loss.
Yeah.
And it's been on that pattern. Like, yes.
Oh, he already has 5 Gadgeteens. He already hit it. Wow.
Yeah, he does hit it, though. Yeah.
Oh, wow. +2. He's already really in a good spot. He just needs to figure out what he needs to do with this now because
he's got a lot of items to work with as well.
Yeah, but nothing to put into it. Like, you don't have Zoe items. You don't have blue buff. You're not really set anywhere on anything. Like, it's pieces of what you want, but not enough.
Yeah, and we're gonna see if this Wukong now with the the 36% buff and reduction in damage.
I mean, it has to, right? It has to be. It's kind of the carry at this point. Like you're waiting for the rest of the pieces to show up, and Wukong looks like he is going to be enough, even with that dive in the back line.
He is one tanky.
That's a tanky. That's a tanky boy.
Tanky monkey.
Yeah, for certain.
Oh boy.
I mean, it's still kind of up though. It's still pretty close. He will get the.
Okay.
He will get there.
He finally doesn't go the win loss.
Yeah, he finally.
Finally, he will start getting a streak going.
Pizanka holding on there as the last of the 100s. That's not our ad. Get out of here, Diablo.
Oh, yeah. No.
But the last of that, really holding on there. Invictive jumping over here. Did fall into laser cores. Look like they took Battle Mage? Okay,
Battle Mage.
Interesting.
Could look for a Kaisa recon, put her in the front line.
Yeah, that reads to me we're trying to play like a recon or trying to build like a front line that we just haven't really got to. I mean, Mascot can give, like the HP buff is a little bit of something, but the real struggle to me is just that like Laser Core doesn't can hold a little bit in the front line, not necessarily as well in the longer games. So I think they're just kind of playing with what they can for now. They do have the HP to play with, but it's such a tough spot to be in if maybe the position you wanted to go was kind of lost. They do have a lot of tank-based items out there, so a couple capes, which is kind of, I guess they're just looking for the direction here.
Yeah, still a little bit wishy-washy for Invective. Does have the 3 lists according to Mascot, but like you said, he's trying to find his own identity in this lobby. Which does he go? We'll settle with the 4 Mascot for the time being, it seems. Definitely could switch over to like a Renegade with the Viego carry. Definitely a very viable option, especially with that Battle Mage.
Given the HP buff that it comes in, I mean, I'm very, very interested to see how this plays out because there is a lot of front line and there's a lot of heals, but you still don't. There's no like strong backline carry in it. I don't see anything.
So far, Pizanka. Look at him go. Yeah, Pizanka, the New Jersey man himself, the lone survivor, the hometown hero, you might even say. Still at Mr. 100.
Yeah, like, are we shocked he has 2 extra units?
He has
2 extra units on board. Like, what are you going to do about that? As long as
there's really nothing you can do. Yeah.
Yeah, like
actual plot armor. Yes,
we gave him protagonist powers here.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Who rigged the system? What happened? Someone go into the code and like give Attack Crown and give Pizanka and only Pizanka new recruit.
Well, it's not another diamond augment, so that's
it is it's not another what's it called? Yeah, another prismatic.
Yeah, another prismatic.
Double Trouble is going to get picked up by Bosso. Could be going for that Double Trouble Kaisa. We've seen that happen before. It's possible that bossoskills could make it happen again. Or at least I've seen it in my own time, but
Yeah.
Double Trouble Kaisa is a very good augment to work with.
I mean, when you look at how, because it doesn't need a lot of resources. You still get value as long as you have another recon out there. And the pieces for the recon comp kind of look like they're in place. You can even double up. You don't get the value for your threats, but like doubling up on the other aspects can work. It's just Bosso sitting at the bottom, unfortunately. Really, we were kind of looking at them as this rising star coming in, and they just seem to be having the struggle in the back half of this LAN.
It does seem like, I mean, we did mention just that so many people are going Gadgetines. Gadgetine just absolutely, just rips apart teams just from staying alive alone. I assume the damage is nice, but the damage reduction. 36 is a big number.
Yeah, that's a huge number.
That's a big number.
Yeah, especially when you can put it on somebody who's already really tanky, like an Annie, or someone who's going to get HP back. That's so huge. I mean, the question mark I think for Bosso here is, they're also building up that anticipation. They have the bonuses coming on. Like, at what point is it does this pay off? Because you can see there is a Cho'Gath 2 on the bench. They're kind of eyeing it, and I almost think that's a slam. Yeah, I think that's a slam. You take that. There's no question.
Still getting some value with the Ezreal being there for that double trouble augment to go off. Now he's up against Invective. This Kai'Sa still at a 1 star. But he does need to level up to 7, but he did use up a good chunk of his gold just to keep himself afloat in this lobby. And Pysanka finally is no longer Mr. 100, unfortunately. I'm pretty sure not a single time in TC history we've seen a 100 perfect game.
I mean, that is the rare thing, especially given the quality of players here. Look, we've got everybody from challengers and rank 1s down to gold. Our lone gold player went out very, very early, unfortunately.
A little fast.
Yeah, but shout out to them for trying. So
I respect it.
Yeah, I respect that. But given that quality of just player here, mistakes are going to get punished, and giving up your econ for the wrong time or for the wrong role will hurt you. And I feel like that's part of the thing that we're seeing now is these top 16 lobbies are really hurting because of that. And these carousels, are getting, you're finding the items you need or you think you need, but these problems compound over time. And jumping back over to Pysanka, they took the Ascension. I think that's the right call. Looks like they're making their swaps over. Admin is up. Ali's death, ability cast, and 66 health. They'll take the 66 health one. I don't think they're as sold on that either, but it is an option. Like, you always check it anyways. You never know. The Bellbath is coming online, though, and I think that's
the best he can do.
That's the best you can do.
I think it's the best he can do in this situation. Will settle with the Deathblade.
Yeah,
nice little AD buff for him.
I mean, you're still 2 units up. Like, just play into it. You've got it.
What can go wrong? What can go wrong?
Yeah. Just get a carry and then have 2 extra units, win game. Something, win TC3.
Something win, something win game, win tournament, something like that,
Unfortunately, not a win here, though, it looks like.
Wait a minute.
The jump to Stellar Minhees,
Minhee is just going to absolutely wipe him with the 5 Gadgetine.
A Gadgetine has been kind of the boogeyman in the room in a lot of ways. It's just hard not to acknowledge the strength it brings on and what it can do when you get it up to 5. It's really one of those rough things. Just we talk about having extra units, but having extra items really goes the distance also in a lot of ways.
And those items can benefit with the if they're put on the Gadgetine unit, will benefit from the extra damage and damage reduction. So,
I mean, and let's talk about the fact that the Tactician's Crown also just gives you. A third of that
does work too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, if you just stack, even if you end up with another one, you just end up with it down the line. Like, you can just get that bonus. It's an extra piece towards it. That's a big deal.
Definitely. And Minhee going to throw all of it onto the Zoe. The LeBlanc, also very stacked, is benefiting from the 36. So is the Wukong. I just noticed that he has 2 Gadgetine hearts.
Yeah, there's 2 Gadgetine emblems out there. So he can basically just build his own Gadgetine set.
I don't know how it took so long for us to notice that, but that is actually kind of insane.
He just gets to basically build his own Gadgetine plot now. Like, he's not limited, so now he can pick up.
I say that, and then he loses. So it might have been a Casa curse, but it's all right.
Look,
it's all right.
Down the line, though, you're right though, because down the line, once you get to these 4 drops, you're going to tell me a Sejuani with a Gadgetine emblem doesn't terrify you? Because it scares me a lot.
now we enter the Wolf round of this game number 5.
Holding on to 50 gold, ecoed well. I mean, Stellar has had a little bit of a rough run up to this, but now top of the lobby in this top 8 of the second to last round.
Good.
Has looking good. Yeah, this is this is a little bit of a question mark, but has looked really, really good here coming into this, and has shown that they're going to come online. So I guess the question mark is now, you know, where do they move and advance into? Because now they'll push into 7 and finally come through. Gadgeteen items will pop. There's a Z for Hacker 3. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hacker 3, but Theophilus was considered, but will be gotten rid of.
That double Z is there. Like, you're almost to Z3.
That works too.
Yeah, that's really. Oh, the buffed up Gadgeteen Wukong is huge.
Gadgeteen Wukong, extra HP, extra damage reduction, extra stats.
That's huge.
It's so good. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Turns out the best Gadgeteens are the ones that aren't actually Gadgeteens.
Oh, wait a minute.
Big. Okay.
That's a Leona.
That's a big Leona, though.
That's a big Leona. It essentially nullifies the extra.
Wow, they have the true damage.
It does basically nullify the Gadgeteen with the laser doing true damage. And
yeah, I mean a big Leona is hard to contest. You're not really going to contest on that.
What can you really do with that?
Yeah, Toko showing up here. Apparently, that's one we hadn't had our eyes on, but is sitting in.
Oh boy.
Ooh,
here we go.
Boy.
Game number 5. It's going to be a 4/5 cost augment. And it looks like Minhee will go for the Leona augment. Will get rid of that Wukong. I like that option. And now put all the Gadgeteen marbles on this Leona. More damage reduction. Way too much to work with. Invective taking a bit of time to figure out which augment he wants to go. Has a bit of options. Will settle with the Nunu for now.
Interesting pick. You don't really have much that goes with it, and I mean, you might want to come in to try to. You might want to try to sneak into Gadgeteen somehow, but like, I don't want to say questionable because these guys are playing in this, and I am obviously sitting here talking about it. So, but
they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing, but I'm very curious to see how it pays off because down the line that has to pay off. Otherwise, you just kind of made a very tough decision for Invective.
Yeah, Invective is trying to use that Battle Mage to the best of his ability. Look at the damage coming in from this Ace Soul, though.
Oh, man, though. It's just so much.
It is a lot. We'll see these 4 meteors do a lot more damage and gets a lot of value.
Wow, okay. I mean, hey, Soul does put in a lot of work. Jewel Gauntlet does.
Invective, he's at the bottom, but he's
hanging in.
He's a little on fire. He's a little. Oh my God! all right. He's gonna stay. I think he's gonna stay on fire.
I mean,
I don't know.
That
fire will be
Soul
burning.
2, Soul 2 with a gauntlet is huge. I mean, considering just above him is Pockygom and Papanjung, who are just literally one above him. Like, this is not like this. The lobby really isn't as far apart as it might appear. He's at the bottom, but. Pazanka's still hanging on the top at 60, so this is still quite a bit of a toss-up. It's really going to depend on what happens when we start shaking out and what gets contested.
Yep. So right now the Nunu items seem to be on the Nasus for now. Nasus still being there just to preserve that 4 mascot buff. Definitely will be moved onto the Nunu about anytime soon, though. Leona Laser again tagging onto the Nunu.
It's so good, though.
But right now, this Leona is just absolutely pumping out the damage. With the Gadgeteen buff, what can you really do?
I mean, a powered up, big sized Leona.
The best thing you can do is rely on this Aurelion Soul.
I mean,
he's gonna go for the meteors. It's gonna be good.
Wow.
And it looks like Invective will stay on fire. He's gonna keep it going.
5-win streak. I mean, you needed this. Now you're suddenly out of the bottom of the pack. The danger zone is still there. Considering Invective hasn't necessarily had the greatest look here. They were sitting in 4th entering this round, so they have a little bit of leeway, but not a ton. Like, that's the thing is really like taking anything out of the top 4 here really will put them in danger of dropping out.
Like we said, if you didn't catch it, any points that they have, they're cumulative.
Cumulative.
So whatever you have, it'll carry over. It does not matter how many points you get and like thinking, oh, do these points reset? No, it's going to carry over. So if you win, it's going to be really, really beneficial for you going into this final lobby.
Okay, Pocky picking up Hacker 3 with 4 duelists on the line. The powered up Zed is what I'm looking at. That's a dangerous looking Zed there who can carry. You know, I think the laser core, they're going to opt into a little bit of a wider thing to bring laser core. Where is he going with that? Okay.
I didn't know you can do that.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Did not know you can do that.
Okay, interesting. Today we learned.
The more you know.
Yeah. I mean, sticking him right into the back line is such an important thing. Like, he will eventually get stunned out, I think, but that's still just a lot. I mean, that's just, look at how much damage that Zed is putting out. He's just a monster.
Pumping.
Yeah.
And has that extra stats, does have the extra safety net with that Edge of Night. Unfortunately, will get popped at an unfortunate time, but either way, I think it's going to be enough. Maybe if this Leona gets the laser.
She gets the laser,
doesn't get it in time. Yeah. And it looks like
Zed
got Pockygom will stay alive for now. Invective still on fire.
I mean, climbing too. This lobby has been very volatile, all things considered. We were wondering about this.
Oh boy, 6 duelists. Here we go.
6 duelists is huge, though. Yeah, like Hacker 3 was good. It gives you a little bit of a buff and puts Zed in a good position. But I mean, just powering up through speed damage alone is a way different story. And considering that Pocky had a great run, now sitting at the bottom of this. Pocky coming in at number. I'm sorry, where was this? Pocky was number 1.
Yeah, he's currently in the top position with 28 points. Voidson hot behind his trails with 27.
I mean, this is still important for him because even an 8th can put him in a position to possibly fall out.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. And let's see, Pockygom trying his best with the Zed. Zed going to be the sole survivor at this point. The Frozen, it will freeze the entire team. Still has the Edge of Night available, so he should not have a problem winning this, but this Echo is just way too damn tanky.
Yeah, that was just way there. The Bramble didn't really help. I mean, the extra bonus from that armor, just putting in the work, sometimes that's all it takes. Still holding on to about 60 gold, though. I have a feeling we're going to make some changes as we jump over to Pop and Young.
Changes have to be made.
Yeah, yes. I mean, you're at 12 HP. This is the last fight. 4 sure shots is strong, but it's not quite. That front line is looking a little bit questionable.
It's a little bit fragile.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's not a time to just dump the money into something here after this this round.
After this Aurelion Soul round.
You just have to.
He's got different options. He can either level 8, try to win through sheer numbers, or just try to roll down. But I think the optimal play is to just go for that level 8 and work with what you get.
I think so too. I mean, when you look at Pizanka, who's still up there now on fire, who just has a 2-man advantage on the board at any time, you can't afford to be playing 2 or 3 people down. At some point, you have to just play this up. They will opt into it, and I think that's the right call. Gets Aegis online, which is some defense, but I don't know. I'm really looking at these sure shots, and it doesn't quite seem like what it was there. Velbeth has one, does do a little bit of something, but like I don't feel like the pieces in the back line, even the Samaria level 1, just isn't enough to really do this. It's really going to come on to the front line to hold here, I think.
Yeah, the whole front line does need to hold that fort. There's the double trouble Kaisa coming in from bossoskills.
Stun?
We'll see, the stun is good. The Sejuani is very tanky. The Ophelia is trying to do his damage he can, but all he's working with is a redemption through Thief's Gloves, but it's still gonna be enough, maybe, unless this Kaisa absolutely goes ballistic, but it's not gonna happen.
I mean, Sure Shot 4 is a strong place to be, and you know, every time we look at someone who might be on the bottom, they do manage to survive in. The last one we're looking at was Tosei, who will take the fall, and that's gonna put it, I mean, slowly, there's no, about 50 plus HP members left here in this. This is still kind of anyone's game. Velvet too would be so big.
That's so good. He could get rid of the Zac, but I don't think he really wants to. This is a tough one.
This is a tough call. Like, you have to figure out something because you kind of almost need that to keep yourself alive here.
Does he decide on the Zac? Yes, he will. Sacrifices need to be made, and he will sacrifice that Zac.
Yep.
And a weaker option will be in place for the time being. But in the end, it might be worth it. We'll see. The Shojin, the Rapid Fire, and the Sure Shot Emblem trying to do what they can to keep this Belveth and his own team alive. Yep, the big freeze coming in, and the knockback from the Urgot, but it's going to be a little too late. The Zed, though, Gotcha. Pockygom with the Edge of Night. Needs to use it, but it's not going to be enough. Not going to be enough. We say that often, but it actually is true. Many members in this lobby at single-digit HP. Does he go down here? We're going to have a 8th place coming in. I don't even know how to say that. Tosei, 2C. We'll figure it out. But he does find a better alternative with that Echo.
I mean, coming into the Bel'Veth was really, really huge. Like, that Bel'Veth put in so much work down the line that it eventually came through. So, does buy themselves a little bit of time. It's tough. Pocky also on the edge of, demise here. This is tough. Like, that Zed is putting in so much work, but just really, something feels like it's missing, and I don't know what it is here.
He just needs to figure something out. Duelists at a high number of 6. Stellar, Minhee opting to go for the Misfortune to get those items with the Gadgettine, get that nice little bonus damage and damage reduction, like we said. But the Zed, look at that AoE.
He's going so far.
Yeah, all eyes are on the Zed. It does not matter. The Edge of Night putting in so much value just to dodge away from the bullet time.
Got it.
And he's got it. Yep.
Yeah.
Will stay alive for another round. Remember how we said Invective was on fire?
Yeah, I mean, he really is.
He kind of still is.
He kind of still rocking it. I mean, Pizanka's still hanging out the top, but Invective giving him a run for the money there.
I think his win streak is probably at like somewhere around 8 or 9.
It has to be by this point.
It might be 8 or 9.
I mean, and it looks like their comp has really got a lot to show for it. It's a very wide comp, but it's exactly what you want out of a top-end comp. It really just is. And even going into this.
Look at this front line. It's just absolutely insane. Only has 3 Aegis, 2 Mascon to work with, and this is Pizanka. Okay.
This is where I'm Pizanka right now.
This is on Pizanka. He's still in first place, but so far it's not looking so hot. But he's level 8 and he has 10 people on his board.
Look,
what more can you ask?
It's so hard not to just look at Pizanka and just be like, he's just got more dudes out there. Like, you can have a great carry, but if you just have 2 more units, sometimes it works out in your favor. And especially now that his build is coming online. The last pieces are there. Bel'Veth is active and like going. Pizanka has to try to like not do well here.
And he's got the Aegis, so it's just a little bit of that extra magic resist.
It goes a lot.
It does go a long way. And here we go, up against Stellar Minhee, the Gadgettine player in this lobby. And we'll see what happens here. A lot of cries coming in. We'll see. Will this Leona laser do its work? The Misfortune slowly stacking up that bullet time. All eyes are on this Misfortune, and the bullet time goes off, but it doesn't take out anyone. That is kind of crucial. Wow. Stellar Minhee staying alive.
2 HP. Pocky is out.
Yeah, Pockygom does go down.
In the background.
Ooh, look at the side. These health bars.
They're so low.
9, 5, 4, and 2. Invective still causing a freaking rampage.
I mean, he is primed right now.
He is primed to win this lobby.
I mean, it's a very wide comp, and it's working everything he wants it to. Bosso seems to have fallen into Recon, which didn't really quite pan out. Seems to be struggling there, but I mean, Invictive at the top now again.
Yeah,
11
win streak.
Absolutely, just has been playing the game of their life to keep this going.
Look at the setup he has. He has so much ability powder coming in onto this Asol. You got the Battle Mage. That gives you extra AP and armor. You got 2 Chalices on the Sona, giving I think 15 AP each.
Here's the
so that's 30. And then look at the Aurelian Soul. He's also got scaling of himself with that Archangels.
Yeah, it's still pretty tough though. The Leona laser will come in, and it's still a little bit of a toss-up
wait, but the Echo Shield. It's going to be huge, but is it enough? It's going to be a 1 versus 1. It's going to be going to the Asol. The cutscene coming in hot. Taking out, I believe that was Stellar.
That was Stellar.
Oh, no. Just shy of top 4.
And we lost Poppin as well. So, I mean, it's worth noting here, Bosso managing to hang on to the top 4 has been a little bit of a rough couple rounds here. Did find their footing with Recon. Kaisa 3 again, coming up huge on that. And Philip, who we haven't seen a lot on stream here, has still managed to look pretty good, hanging out at 9. And, I mean,
also got the 4
sure shots. Yeah, I mean,
sure shots. 2-star Urgot.
That's huge,
no less.
Sure shots was one we hadn't seen a lot of, actually, in these runs. So it really speaks to the creativity of these players, just acknowledging, look, like, I can see people are playing Recon. We can see where these lines are going. Let's change it up and find a new way to get our success. And, you know, sometimes it just comes in the way of getting 2 extra units on board, and sometimes it's finding sure shots and taking emblems that you might not normally play.
Yeah, does find and take in that Aphelios, okay. 1 away from Aphelios 2-star, but will not manage to get it in time.
Guardbreaker.
A lot of good items in Philip's arsenal. Which does he pick is the question. Goes for the Guardbreaker.
Yep. Okay. I do like it.
I think Guardbreaker is such an underrated item right now.
I think, considering this is one of the newer items to the set, I think it's still finding its place.
It's been a whole set, and people are still sleeping on it.
It's finding its place in the community because people are just looking at it going like, it can't be as good. It can't be as good as what it is.
And then they're like,
oh, maybe it is.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah, okay.
It's actually really good, but not good enough to beat bossoskills' entire backline full of recons. And Philip will unfortunately go down, does secure top 4.
That's important, though.
That is important. And Pizanka is going to get taken out by Invective. Invective on a killing spree. Didn't know you could do that in TFT, but here we go. Bossoskills and
5 HP.
And Invective.
But Invective's on a 13 win. Like, this has to be assured for Invective right now, right?
This
like,
has 13 to be. This is one of the fastest. This is also one of the fastest games we've seen.
Yeah, really.
It feels. I don't know if it is one of the faster games, but it definitely does feel fast.
Yeah, it feels like we've kind of it feels like we've streamlined how these games have wanted to go, and I have to assume, just given, I mean, Invictive now just making those last moves, 13-point win streak. There's just no world that he.
There's no way he loses this.
I want to Caster's Curse this. There's no way he's losing this.
There's no way there's no way he loses it. The Zephyr completely misses.
That's so big.
That is huge. The Aurelian Soul does not get knocked up, and I don't think there's nothing else to say.
Yeah,
the Aurelian Bossoskills is going to get second place, and with a giant win streak, Invective.
Wow.
Keeps himself in this tournament, and we're going to see if
I mean,
which 8 will move on. Yeah,
I mean, that's huge considering he was sitting at 7th. He was sitting at 7th.
He was at the bottom at one point.
This was so important. This now cements him into the top 8 and really just makes him a player that you have to watch out for, because we've been keeping an eye on him throughout this. Yeah. But just with that win in this lobby, this lobby had such big names, including the previous winner, like Voidson, who won TC2. Fell early. This is important for them. This is huge going into last game.
This is huge, and it's gonna. He needs to do one more game. He has to do one more time to cross the line, see if he can secure the title of TC3 champion. But for now, we will figure that out as we go into a short break, and when we come back, I think we're gonna have our this is from us. Yeah. We're gonna give it to Protroid and CLE when they come back for the final 8 of TC3. So big game. Don't go anywhere because you better watch it.
It's going to be good.
Yep.